So we recently received an email in response to in response to our SP-8x20 announcement, where a user was really impressed. He loves his 8x10. He's interested in the 8x20, but he's concerned about how fragile it is. And he also expressed concern that he was worried about breaking or cracking his SP-8x10 if he tapped it on the bench too hard or if he were to drop it. And it blew me away. It never occurred to me anybody'd worry about that. Well, doing a little research, apparently he's not the only one that has that concern. Like I say, never occurred to us, because I guess having been involved with the project since the beginning, we know just how tough the tray actually is. Well, I was sharing this with a buddy, another photographer stopped by, and I was telling him about it, and he said, well, the problem, Tim, is he's thinking about those old dip tanks that were made out of Bakelite, like these things. This is a tank that was built, I have a bit of a collection of antique film tanks, always looking for something unique. But this one was built in the 1940s probably, patented in 1939, I think, and it is made out of Bakelite. Now, Bakelite was one of the first, what we'd consider a modern plastic. But if I were to drop this, especially given its age, it's almost certain it would crack, if not shatter. And so people, I think, are confusing the plastic from 75 years ago with what we're using today. Now, our SP-8x10 and our SP-445 are both made out of a ABS PC blend. And what that is, it's ABS blended with PC. I'm not going to try to pronounce the chemical name for ABS because I'll get it wrong. But the PC is polycarbonate. Now, polycarbonate is often used for aircraft windshields, helicopter bubbles, any place you want a really, really strong plastic. ABS plastic, you've probably, especially if you have small kids, you've probably had a painful encounter with if you've ever stepped barefoot on a Lego block, because they're made out of ABS plastic. This tray, now this is one we cut apart to make it into an SP-8x20. And you can see, I don't know if this is going to work. Let's just see if it focuses. You can see this bottom is 3.5 millimeters thick, and the sides are 2.5 millimeters thick. It's pretty rugged. Now, we could go do a bunch of engineering analysis and prove to you just how rugged it really is. Frankly, it'd be a lot of work on our part, and most of you wouldn't appreciate it anyway. It's a lot more effective demo is probably something like this. And we've got a scrape here, got a little dent there. But other than that, it's dinged up. And by the way, I don't know if that dent came this time. We've dropped this thing probably 24 times today. But our tank, the SP-445, is just as rugged. We don't recommend you throw them around, but basically, if you've cracked your SP-445 or your SP-8x10, if you crack it or damage it by, tapping it on the table, you've got some serious anger issues, and you may want to get that looked at. As far as the SP-8x20 goes, it's one of our early prototypes. This thing, like I say, it's just as strong. It's got some flex to it. You're not going to break this in normal usage. So hopefully that puts any fears to rest about just how rugged these products are. If you've got any questions, comments, we'll always look forward to your emails.